I need to delete some of my videos, my photos, and I forgot I need to do that. So I have to do this in less than 26 minutes. So let's see how we get on. Hi everyone. So I am back, finally. Yay! I know I did already upload before this video, but this is the first time I'm back in real time, so to speak, because I will be uploading this video at the weekend, all being well. Yeah, I am uploading this before some of my other videos because we are at that time of the month again. We're coming into June. How? Do you know? I don't know. But either way, we are here and we are here to do another TBR. So, because I have little time, I'm going to try and be as quick as possible. So, for the month of June, we have quite a few different things. I'm just going to go in order of, is it in order of challenge or order of book? Who knows? I might do order of book. So, I'm going to start with the book. With my pile of books, they're in no particular order. I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down. So, this is my TBR for June. So, the first book that I'm going to talk about, that I want to get to, is In This Moment by Gabrielle Meyer. This is book 2 in her Timeless series. And I'm using this to fulfill a few different things. One is to fulfill one of the prompts in Oceana's Christian Romance Yearly Challenge. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use it for yet. Probably new purchase, maybe. Can't really do new author because I have read the first book. So yeah, probably new purchase. I'm going to use it for that. I'm going to use it for anything else. That's not applicable. I think that's all I'll be using it for my yearly challenges. So that's that one. Next is Frederica by Georgette Heyer, or Heyer. I am going to use that for Alma's yearly challenge for her decades, because our decade is the 1960s and this was published in the 1960s. So I hope to get to that. Yeah, that's it for my yearly challenges for that. The next book I want to get to is The Blue Castle, by Ellen Montgomery. This is for Chantel's Year of More challenge, because we are now taking a break from the Anne of Green Gables series, and we're going to read a different book, but by the same author. And that's that one. The next one is The Wartime Book Club. This is by Kate Thompson. As you can tell, this is a historical as well. This is set in 1943 in Jersey. So this one, I'm mostly using it for a month-long readathon, which I will talk about in a minute. But I might use it for something else, maybe. I was possibly thinking of using it for Teresa's yearly challenge, because the next one that I'm choosing to do is A Curious Mind, and that's basically a book that has a curious element in it. And I have to say, I haven't really read any wartime books. I've read a book that is technically set during World War II, or near enough, but it didn't really touch on the World War. So I might read this and try it. It's quite a thick book, so wish me luck, because I have quite a big TBR. and this is actually a borrow from someone at my church, so I want to read it and give it back to her, hopefully, if I like it. The last book that I am going to talk about that is physical is The Great Library of Tomorrow, and this is by Rosalia Aguilar Solis, and that is to fulfill Chantel's Read a Bookshelf challenge, because the one word prompt we're doing is bird, and as you can see, I think that counts as a bird. Yeah, I think it does, so I'm going to count it for that. It might also work for Katie's Princess Readathon. One of the prompts is to read a book that is 500 plus pages. No, it's not 500 plus. Okay, that's fine. I didn't think it was, but I wasn't sure. But yeah, I want to read it for that. Okay, so that's those. So yeah, that's about it, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. So those are my yearly challenges. Now, there's a readathon going on for the whole month of June, and it is another historical fiction readathon. And I say another because I did one last year in November. So technically not another for 2025, but to me it's another. But this is different from the Historiathon. This is Read Historical Fiction 2025, and that's the hashtag. And this is put on / created by Shelley from Shellyish on YouTube, and she has 4 other co-hosts, and they are Charlotte from Coiny Reads, I hope I'm saying that right, and Melinda from I don't know how you say this, Orby of Stories, I don't know how you say that, sorry Melinda, Literarily Smitten, who is Brittany, and Gloria G. Thompson, who is Gloria, who is the person I saw the sort of announcement for it initially, for this readathon. So, obviously it's historical, and each of the ladies hosting this have each put forward a prompt. So there's only 5 prompts, and those prompts are a historical about a famous, remarkable person, a historical about the arts, so obviously that's like music, film, theatre, architecture, that stuff, a historical that is alternative or alternate, and that's like an alternative timeline sort of thing, like about a certain person from history, like a historical reimagining or retelling of the life, for example, or, say there's a book that I know Alma mentioned from Alma's book journey, she's taken part in it, where she is hoping to read a book that is based on basically what if Hitler won the war and what that would look like, which sounded really interesting. I'm not going to read that one, unfortunately, but that does sound really good. Then there's a historical book with dual timelines and a historical book about a specific event. So, I will tell you what books I'm going to use for what. So, a couple of them are physical, so let's do those first, so then you know which ones. So the first physical I'm going to use is the Wartime Book Club, and I'm using this for a specific event, mainly in terms of World War II. So I've got that. And then I'm going to also use the In This Moment book by Gabrielle Meyer, because this has, well, technically more than 2 timelines, but I'm assuming that that still counts, hopefully. So there's that as well for that one. I mean, this you could also use for a specific event, but there's like 3 specific events, so again, I don't know whether you want to count that or not, but basically I'm using it for that. And also possibly I'll use it for famous remarkable people, because I asked Alma, who has read this already. I've not read it. I mainly asked her because she was talking about the Timeless series. She was going to read one of the more recent books in June. So I asked her if this one would have any famous, remarkable people, because in the first one, there are famous people to do with the Declaration of Independence sort of thing, and the independence of America from Britain. So like, I think there's Jefferson, is it? Thomas, maybe not, I don't know, a few famous American figures. All of you who are American will know who I'm talking of. So anyway, so those two are my physical, historical readathon options, and they are, in theory, multiple prompts. They fulfill multiple prompts, in theory, is what I'm trying to say. We got there. Okay, so the last one that I'm going to use as an option for, for the historical readathon is an ebook, and that is The Secret Life of William Shakespeare. This is by Jude Morgan, and I'm using this for, again, a couple of prompts. I'm using it for a famous person, William Shakespeare, and I'm also using it, oh no I'm not, sorry, well, I mean I can, but I'm mainly using it for a book on the arts, because obviously I'm sure most of you know, even if you've not read or seen any of his plays, William Shakespeare was a playwright. And I'm also using it for an alternative timeline, because obviously this is fictional, so The Secret Life of William Shakespeare is not going to be necessarily accurate. So yes, I've got that. And that's it for the readathon. Now, I do have another ebook that I forgot that I needed to mention, and actually the Shakespeare one I could actually use, because our for Alma's yearly challenge, she has two. Those of you who are regular watchers will know this by now, or if you're joining in. And so she has the centuries section as well as the decades, which obviously you already know about. So the centuries, we are now on the 16th century, which is the 1500s. And now I have since realised that the Shakespeare one would apply for that, because that is set in the 1500s. However, a different book that I had already bought and downloaded on my Kindle is also The Prince and the Pauper by Mark Twain. Both William Shakespeare and Mark Twain, both of these books are set in the 1500s. You don't have to do set in the 1500s. You can do published, or you can do a mixture of set and published for each decade or century. You can kind of mix and match, basically. So yeah, those are the ones that I am choosing for my readathons and yearly challenges. So we'll see. I might end up using just William Shakespeare for both Alma's yearly challenge and for the historical readathon. So we'll see, because I have quite a lot of books, and some of them, like this one, are quite big. Like this one is over 400 pages, and that's the fantasy. And this is, oh, for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know, this is a fantasy, no, this is a series or trilogy, and this is book one. And this was a new release last year, so I don't know when the second is coming out, and I don't know if I want to read the second one. That's what reading this will help me to find out. So yeah, it's a very quick video, which is unusual for me. I kind of flew through it. Yeah, and hopefully that'll be okay. I'm just going to double check. So there are ones where there's multiple prompts for 1 month. Yeah. So like too many to have just one a month sort of thing. And that's mainly Katie's Princess Readathon. So there's a few that I might end up using this for. There might be Mistaken Identity, I might be able to use that. There might be Second Chance Romance, I might be able to use that. Borrowed Book, maybe, although I don't think so, because I'm thinking of either using the library or Kindle Unlimited for that. So we'll have to see for that one. And then possibly Adventure Story, I don't think. Yeah, I didn't, did I? Yeah, I've not done that. So yeah, there's also possible Adventure Story. So, as options. Basically, there's so many of them, I'm kind of just having to see what fulfills what each month, basically. And I think I normally try and do about 2 a month if I can. Because that would mean I would fulfill all of them by the end of December, hopefully. So, yeah. That is everything. Yeah, because I said Curious Mind. Oh, that was it, yeah. So, for Teresa from Creatively Faithful's Reader Yearly Challenge, A Curious Mind, like things like curious elements in the books, that could be things like a mystery, which I did think about, but I didn't do that in the end. So I thought I would also use the Great Library of Tomorrow for that prompt, because obviously with fantasy worlds, it can depend on what you don't necessarily know what you're getting into, and you know, there are differences for each world. There are things that might, you know, pique curiosities or whatever. So I'm hoping this will fulfill that, because I would say, you know, a fantasy is definitely a genre that has curious elements in it. I think you would agree, maybe. So yeah, those are all of the books I'm hoping to read. It is a lot of books, because a couple of them are pretty thick, and I'm a bit of a slow reader, so we're going to have to see how I get on. So yes, thank you for watching. I apologise for having such a long unintentional break. For those of you who don't know, my laptop was so old and I basically accidentally deleted my editing software, and when I tried to re-download it wouldn't let me, because my laptop is so old it will not update. So I had to wait a while before I could afford to buy a new laptop. It's new to me. I did get it refurbished though, so it is secondhand technically. So I did get it considerably cheaper, and it is still an old laptop. It's a laptop that came out in 2020, so already it's like 5 years old or near enough, depending on when in the year it came out. So yeah, hopefully, so far so good. And yeah, hopefully see you very soon, and I pray you will have a blessed rest of your week, and I will see you all in my next video. Hi guys, just quickly, I stopped recording and then remembered that I am also participating in a summer challenge with Santel. Those of you who watch her videos will probably know this by now, or when you see this video anyway. She is going to read through the Bible in 90 days, in about 3 months-ish. And I am going to join in with that as best I can, because I study regularly. I'm okay at sticking to that routine usually. I'm not always very strict with it, but at the end of the day it's not by works, so you know. But I don't, other than that, I don't really spend much time in the Word outside of my studies. So since I did Whitney's Reading the Bible challenge in January, I have been wanting to continue along those lines and be in the Word more, because at the end of the day, the Bible is the most important book in the world. So yeah, I'm hoping to do that. And so that will be starting on the 1st of June, which is why I'm telling you, because obviously we're going into June. So throughout June, I'll be reading the Bible as well. And then, but obviously I'll be continuing up till around August. So yes, I just thought I'd let you know. Obviously I'll be linking Chantal's channel anyway, because I do both her yearly challenges. So if you're interested in joining in with reading through the Bible in 90 days, then please do. You know, her video will be one of the most recent videos, so if you haven't seen it, you can always go and watch it as well and decide whether you want to join in. So yeah, I'm definitely done now. And I will see you all next time. Bye.